Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Yakakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah be in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, we're going to go to the Apostle, we're going to go to Paul in Second Thessalonians and get something that he said because this is the New Testament and these people don't understand what's going on and they try to run to the New Testament. So let's start with the New Testament and show them how this is the main focus that Paul was writing, who the apostles and the elders were sending out to make disciples. Okay, so when you go to Paul in the Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, starting at verse 2, it say that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit or by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. Meaning Yahweh Shah is not gonna come, except there be a falling away first. And that falling away is talking about in 70 AD when they fell away from the land and they took over the land and kicked them out of the land and scattered them around the globe. Like Luke 21:24 says, scattered them in all nations as slaves. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, meaning destruction. Now, who went in there in 70 AD? See, we know who went in there in 70 AD. Now, it breaks down some more stuff. When you go into verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. So that wicked, meaning in time past in the so-called Old Testament, because none of these letters was written or being followed when the apostles was around. This is way after they done died. They done went and confiscated all the writings of these people. So they only had the so-called Old Testament to go by, and Paul was saying that wicked. So who was that wicked in the so-called Old Testament? Okay. And this is who he said would be revealed. Now we're going to go straight to him in Genesis 25:25. It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So one of the first major features, physical features of this man is that he is red. Okay. Then when you go to verse 30, it says that they named him Red after he ate the red pottage and sold his birthright for the red pottage. They called him Red after that day. So in 27, it's going to describe how this man's body was and how his hair was. Now, to get the context, the mama, Rebecca, was telling Jacob, verse 6 it says, and Rebecca spoke unto Jacob her son. So she's speaking to Jacob and she telling him, verse 9, he says, now go to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loved. Okay. Now verse 11 gonna get to the what he gonna use the other part of these goats for. It says, and Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man. Okay, so he was hairy. He didn't really come out hairy, but they used that as a metaphor because now that showed you what was going to be a further situation that he was going to have, that he was going to be hairy. And I am a smooth man. Okay, so what kind of hair are you talking about? When you go to let's see here, verse 15, and say, and Rebekah took goodly raiment from her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So he had hairy hands and he had hairy uh hair coming down his neck. And it wasn't no just any kind of hair. It was the kids of goats. See, this is what the description of Esau is. He is a red man that got goat-like hair. And so much like a goat that she put the goat hair on him to identify him to her blind husband Isaac, because Isaac went blind, so he couldn't see. Only thing he can understood that the man was hairy. Look at what Isaac said in verse 23. It said, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. See? So this man's hair was all the way down to his hand. He was very hairy. And this is who was populating with the rest of these albinos. He came out albino, but he was even hairy. He was a hairy albino. See, they come out red. They come out with no pigment in their skin, and you can see the red blood. Like I say, we all bleed red. You right about that. Because guess what? When you don't got no pigment in your skin, you gonna see that red blood real bright. It's gonna be bright in your eyes. Now let's go into who is these people. Now when you go into Daniel chapter 8, I think around about the 25th verse maybe. Could be another one. Okay, there it is, 21. Look at Alexander the Great, what they call him. It say, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. See, this is why they was calling them goats, because they had hair like goats, and this was a representation of these jokers, because they didn't have a big afro. See, they didn't have a hair like wool, like Yahushua and Yahweh. When you go to verse 7 and 9, it say the Most High sat down. It say, I beheld to the thrones was cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like the pure wool. So when you go into the wool, that's a big afro, man. See, the Lord got a big old afro, and he didn't make no peoples or no angels, see, with no freaking albinism coming out all hairy, see, with a curse on them. See, he put a curse and a plague on these people. Now, it's in Paul, he say, where is it? He say the wicked, that wicked shall be revealed. Look at verse 4. It say, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says the Lord of hosts, they shall build. See, they build cities all around the world, conquered the whole world. But I will throw down. But the Lord is going to destroy their kingdom very soon. And they shall call them, meaning the whole nation of Esau, the border of wickedness, and the people against the Lord have an indignation forever. He got a forever indignation for the goats. See, They the greatest of all time, all right. They the greatest wicked peoples of all time. When you go into the other one, oh man, it was another one I wanted from these people. I'm thinking Habakkuk, because it talked about them all over the world. Now Habakkuk 3:3 give you who this is talking about. That God came from Teman. Teman is the grandson of Esau, one of the grandchildren, one of the head tribes. Teman and Amalek, two of the head tribes. But when you go into this in verse 2, or from verse 3 on down to verse 5, it tells you that this was what's going to be revealed at a specific time. This is what Apostle Paul is talking about. I say, for the vision is for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. So before the day come, like he was saying, before the day of a Mashiach come, the man of sin got to be revealed. See, the vision that's being described here got to be revealed before the end come. See, at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Say, behold, for his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. How is his soul lifted up? Because he done stole everything, raped, robbed, and murdered, and killed everybody, and took all the riches. Verse 5, it said, yeah, also because he is transgressed by wine, telling a bunch of lies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death. See, he got the power to kill people, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. See, these are people that took over the world, and it ain't no one man gathered all people to himself. It's talking about a proud nation of people. That's the wickedest people you're gonna ever run into. And Hazariah broke it down, the understanding that the Israelites had about these people from way before they was even Greeks and Romans and all that crap. Verse 9, it say, and you did deliver us into the hand of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and an unjust king, meaning they the king of the world, and the most wicked in all the world. See, the most wicked, the border of wickedness. This is who it's talking about, Esau, Edom. Because who was they delivered to? Who got delivered to the Edomites? Or who the Israelites was delivered to? Look at Amos 1:6. Just grab that. It says, thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of God's land, for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. See, the border of wickedness was delivered. The Israelites was delivered to the border of wickedness. See, and so this is who, when we know who was being delivered, man, and who they was being delivered to. Even all the way through the Greeks, they was being delivered to the so-called white man. Through the Romans, they was being delivered to the so-called white man. And in Babylon and Great America, they was being delivered to the so-called white man. It's not a hard combination. They weren't being delivered like that to they was being delivered to some of the Arabs, but it wasn't a major operation. When you're thinking about how they still in the hand of these Edomites mainly, because they done took over the world. They control the Arabs. See, they just let the Arabs do their little thing, but they control they behind. Now, there's another one that I want. Oh, which one was it? Zechariah. Let me get Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. This is what Apostle Paul is talking about. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. See, he the one put a veil and a covering over all nations. according to what Isaiah 25:7. And he got to be revealed, got to be uncovered. That's what the revealing meaning, to uncover. It says, if not, where and who is he? If it ain't the so-called white man, who done took over the world and gained all these riches and covered over the truth of who is who on the earth? He calling people colored people. He calling people white people. He calling people black people, brown people. That's not real. That's a figment of your imagination. You identifying people groups by color. That's retardation, man. People got a daddy and they got a bloodline, and their bloodline got a history. That's why when you go from Genesis, it go show you a bloodline. Then you get to Matthew and Luke, it show you a bloodline. See, bloodline is significant, very significant, and it wasn't just the bloodline in Genesis wasn't just for Yahweh, it was for the Israelites, man. That bloodline went straight to the Israelites, but they want to go talk about, oh, he was just trying to show the bloodline of the Messiah. Say you a bloodline of the Messiah, lie. That bloodline was going to show who the Israelites were. See, it was coming from Shem. It was showing you how it was coming from Shem, and then it went to Abraham, then it went to the Israelites. But anyway, let's see. Oh, I wanted Matthew before I close out, because Matthew really broke that thing down. Matthew 25, and I want to get just that one major statement. 25 and let's see here. There we go. 32. It said, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate one from another, as the shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. See, that's why you got sheeps is mentioned and goats is mentioned, because Jacob had sheep-like hair, smooth. See, the hair only on his head, on his head, that he had a big afro in his beard. See, but his back was smooth. Then when but the goat, see, the goat like how people, the so-called white man, he hairy all over. That's why he need that razor, and he got long hair like a goat. This is why he's saying this, because the whole situation, this statement in 33, he gonna separate the sheep from the goat. That he been did it in Genesis 25. Genesis 25 and 23. He said, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, two manner of people shall be separated. Shall be separated from your bowels. This is what he's talking about. See, Matthew, look at the number. Matthew 25:23, Genesis 25:23, Matthew 25:33. It say the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the young. Then it be known that just because you might be existing, and you see that this the Edomites is the elder, and and Jacob is serving Esau, just know that elder gonna have to go his behind into slavery. We gonna make that a powerful main ideal statement. That's gonna be the grand finale when I'm throwing these red dragons into slavery. That goes into that beast in Revelation 12 and 13. It's the same beast and the dragon. It's the same thing. It's red. One scarlet, one is red, and they both got 10 kings. See, and those 10 kings are 10 Edomite kings ruling the world. The NATO and the EU. It's not hard to tell. They running the UN, because these Jehovah Wickedness are try to say, oh no, the UN controlling. The UN is a bunch of Edomites. Russia got the veto of power. UK and America got the veto of power. That little China man ain't got but 13%, and that ain't nothing. So there ain't nobody controlling nothing but Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And Genesis 27 and 40. It's saying, by your sword you shall live and shall serve your brother, and it shall come to pass when you shall have the dominion. See, he gonna have the rulership of the whole world. Jacob not gonna have him in submission. He gonna have the rulership over the world and be ruling over Jacob with the sword, with the military, with power. That's why you read Romans 13 about the Lord set up these people to have the sword and to have this power. It was ordained because it was promised to Esau. And so we know who the so-called white man is and who Esau is. And let's get 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, because they the ones gonna be ruling. Now it's verse 7 talking about what's gonna happen in the end of the time. This is what Ezra is asking them. In verse 9, he say, for Esau is the end of the world. See, he the one gonna be ruling the world, not no Anglo-Saxon, none of that. Esau gonna be ruling the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. He the one gonna take over. See, then the elder gonna have to serve the younger. When his kingdom is destroyed by with the nuclear holocaust, then that's when Jacob is gonna take over, and they're not gonna have weapons, the sword. They're gonna have spiritual power. They're gonna have power with God. That's what their name means. Power with God and man. See, now you ain't got to worry about no weapon or sword or some kind of lie that you got to tell to get the kingdom. They're going to be ruling with the power of God. That's why he said in Psalm 82 and 6 that ye are gods, because this is what they're going to be. In 1 Corinthians 6, that they are the judges. They're going to judge the world, the Israelites. Not no Christian church ain't judging nothing. Or Jehovah Witness or Muslim mosque. It's going to be the Israelites going to be judging the one that had went into hard bondage and slavery, and that's why he got to give them rest, because they ain't getting no rest in this kingdom. They got their backs beat in and their bodies worked to death. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Rakakadash, the bonus to the elders pushing the truth, peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.